What's up, people? Welcome back to another explanation video. Let's continue with the Ultimate Endgame series. So this time I will be talking about the one-handed. So yeah, with that being said, let's go over it. Okay, let's go over 1H. What are some good 1H you want to use in the endgame? The SP Nice Guy Blade, obviously, that would be a really good one. The SP Forgive Me Not, or the SP Stainless Steel Sword. Those are good options. Whichever you can get, feel free to use it. 1H is not that much differences, from dual wheel. It's just 1H, one sword less. So everything else is pretty much the same setup for me. It's like not gonna be changed. I'm not gonna change that much. A lot of the same thing for some of these weapons, because personally I don't bother to switch too much. And this is why I say it's better for me to explain in this kind of video and to talk about some of the stuff rather than just show you guys what I use in this video, because I'm not gonna use the same thing in a different boss fight and etc. That's why it's important. So trying to listen to the main stuff that I want to talk about, and that's how it works, because you can see what I use here, but I might use different things in different fights. So that's why I don't go over it too much. There's really no point. Especially accessories, they can change from boss to boss. They can change from boss to boss. The best way is literally watch the gameplay for whichever boss you want to fight. And if you want to see what buffs I use, go there and see what I use, what passive I use. So that way I can actually save a lot of time to talk about the weapon itself and etc. So other than that, let's continue. And the four main sword skills I really use is just Nova, Sonic, Vertical, and then Horizontal. Horizontal and Square and the Nova is my main DPS. You can use Sonic Leap if you really want to. It's not really a big deal. I think Sky Dancer on it works pretty well. And for the customizations, it's mostly just the Steel Riding Armors and the Down Incarnations. And the SP Light J Boot for the extra unrivaled. But if you are using the SP stainless sword, then you probably want to put something else on. But anything with a high strength and agility is fine. And yeah, or just high, or either or high strength, low agility, or just get high agility, low strength. So both of them works really well. Other than that, for my Sonic Lee, I just use it for skill connection. But like I said, you can also use for DPS if you want to. This is another customization I kind of mentioned last time, but I didn't show it that well. Let me scroll down real quick. So basically for me, I use this a lot often than the Hazard version. And I also use the Hazard, so 50-50. Basically, this gives the skill speed plus 50%. And this is another skill, so 60%. So it's really for my secondary to get the skill connections. I don't really need damage on it. I just need it to hit or doesn't hit. It doesn't make that much differences. Just need to be quick to connect. So that's why sometimes you see me put all the skill speed into these skill connections. So this is another different variation. I mean, if you want to use the Hazard version, keep that on. If you want to use the Speed version, you can put that on. And it's really good for both, option. That's why you see me use that one outside of the arena. If I use Zen Fighter, I recommend use the Speed version, because you can hit either way, so you don't really need no accuracy. But nonetheless, if you don't hit it, you can still connect. You don't have to hit the enemies. So other than that, Horizontal Square is really good for DPS. I just like to use this for the damage. So similar setup as Nova. Not that much differences. Although the strength and dex will be a main focus here, but a lot of weapons, they don't scale that well with dex at all. So you might as well just stick with strength. And other than that, that's pretty much it. I mean, you can try out other accessories and whenever you feel like it. It doesn't change that much. For the buff, it's pretty simple. I mean, I just use whatever. I mean, like I said, I just put on whatever for this video purpose because I can change them depending who I fight with. So don't take it, as serious as like, well, this is the buff I'm gonna use, and this is what I have. Sometimes some of the video I might not even put on the buffs or even matter, because you guys will get to the point where you'll start to understanding like there's no, not the only way to make buffs. You can make it however you like, and just like customize your own stuff. Just make your own buffs, whatever you like, whatever you want to use, or just use the same thing I use for my build videos that fights. The gameplays wise, other than that, just like I say, the best way is go to the gameplay and look at the customization. I mean, customization, buffs and passive. So that way I don't have to go over it here, because it's gonna be the same thing. So I'm not gonna waste my time talking too much about it. Other than that, like I said, these videos will be pretty short. Only one is the dual wield, because I have to explain everything from the start. And everything else here is going to be a lot shorter because there isn't much to explain. So, other than that, like the AI buffs, you can carry any you want. Mostly, like I said, just focus on the get enough speed, get enough crit, and bulwark is always good to carry for your AI's buffs. It's really good. So other than that, just mainly DPS buffs. And now this is the other version of the debuffer I want to talk about. It's very similar to Riona. When I don't use Riona, when I don't use one-handed, so I mean not one-handed. When I don't use the enough accuracy, I use Zen Fighter. So this will be a little bit different setup for me as a debuffer. I use 7 because Spear is really good for debuffer, and yeah, the Spear of Sun God is literally the best debuffer spear in this game, because it has accuracy and high dex, and special accuracy you're gonna max out regardless. You can use the other version, the SP Crystal one. You're gonna get 100 special accuracy either way, but you're not gonna have dex on that spear. That's the only problem. This will, but nonetheless, if you use Zen Fighter, it doesn't make that much differences. So yeah, basically just get Zen Fighter and carry whatever buffs you want. Zen Fighter is good for customization, like for durations. So that's the one thing about the other duration buffs. So if you're using Zen Fighter, definitely put that enlightenment on. Enlightenment plus you get 10%, so 20%. So that's about 12 more seconds. So that's about 72 seconds duration. So it's really good. So you get more time for using Zen Fighter and etc. Other than that, otherwise she's debuffer, so it's going to be similar to Riona's setup, and the Abyssal Close for the maximum amount of the highest special accuracy, and the passive incarnation and the earrings, whatever you have, and do that. Because some weapons, I will pretty much, most of the weapons besides dual wield, I pretty much just use 7 for my debuffer to use the Zen Fighter and Spear slow. But if you want to use the dagger users, it's actually a lot easier, because you don't really need Zen Fighter, but you kind of need it for your main. Dagger can land special, the sword skill debuffs without using Zen Fighter, but the thing is you're gonna have somebody carry it. So that's why I was like, well, might as well just have both at the same time, because if I'm gonna use it, I might as well use all of them. So that's why it's good to set up multiple debuff characters. So it depends if you have enough accuracy or you don't have enough accuracy. A lot of times in this time of the game and stuff, I'm always gonna use Zen Fighter. I mean, there's no point not to use it. It just save me some time, really, to put a bunch of accuracy and reduce a lot of damage. That's what Zen Fighter was introduced, so people can actually hit, so they can stop complaining about can't hitting the enemies. So other than that, items, same. It's just the food and stuff. Source skill, I mean, I'm sorry, the records, it's the same. Prodigy, Uptie, and the other AIs don't really need to show it too much because it's just Spawn Leader and etc. And Apostle for her, as always, because I can charge the accelerator faster sometimes. It's really, really good. Or even charge Steel 3. It's really, really good. So, other than that, that's pretty much it for the 1H. It's pretty short. Like I say, there isn't much to talk about it. I can exclude the buffs and passive, and then it'll be even shorter, and exclude the AIs, because the only thing I'm gonna say about AI is just carry your own buffs and use whatever you want to use, and or just take a look at the video what I want to use, and that's it. Because it literally, the only thing I can really talk about much is for some weapon there isn't much to talk about besides the customizations and stuff. So that's why it's much shorter for other videos compared to, you know, the dual wheel, because there's like a lot more things. Some weapons is very, very short. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It is 1H is really, really good in the game. So as usual, hopefully they'll make it really good in the next game and give us a better end game sword, because you know, SP Night Sky Blade is awesome with all the stats, but there's no good passives. I mean, they can make this weapon even more powerful. You know, imagine putting on like a Rising Spirit or a Seething Fury. Oh my goodness, this thing is gonna be even more ridiculous. But the the enhanced armaments on that sword, I mean, I kind of get it, but we don't really need it. Come on now. You know, it's like Galvanized Plus is cool, but normal Galvanized works just fine, really. Other than that, that's pretty much it for the, you know, for my really 1H setups. It's simple because, like I said, I don't really use a lot of different accessories, just one, really. That's why it goes over really quick compared to dual wheel. Dual wheel, you can use multiple ones for the end game. For 1H, for me, I do use one of them. I mean, yeah, I mean, there's obviously other accessories. You can feel free to use what you like, and that's not a problem. For me, I don't really need to change that much. I mean, yeah, maybe accuracy wise, I'll put on the, you know, I'll put on the ice, the XD Ice Cloak, or the other one, the SP Azure Boots and stuff, but other than that, I just stick with what I have. And that's why I say it's to get the best out of it. You got to look at the you know, the gameplay for fighting different bosses. There's no way to really cover everything in one video because all the bosses are different. So you got to use different things to fight and how you optimize the builds and etc. So that's why I just want to make a video and talk about, you know, the weapon in general, so people can understand. And this is why I don't really need to explain too much. It just like I literally just explained it, like that's how fast it was. Just, you know, customizations. You know, that's it. That's really it. Yeah. Other than that, this is 1H. Hope you guys enjoy it. Until next time.